Today is Thursday, September 1, 2016. We're pleased to bring you today's edition of the Government News Brief. Welcome. In the news, September is Education and Indigenous Heritage Month, and month-long activities rolled out in celebrations. Warupoku's tourism potential examined by high-level team, and approach bridges to the Kurpukari crossing are being rehabilitated. Stay tuned as we bring you the details of these and other stories. Thank you for staying with us. I am Azim Khan. Here now are the details. Today marks the beginning of a new month in the year. It is also the beginning of annual activities for Indigenous Heritage Month and Education Month 2016. Indigenous Heritage Month was officially launched this evening at the Indigenous Village at Sophia. The theme of this year's celebration is Our Culture, Earth's Future. Save the Environment, Live the Indigenous Way. Mainstay Wayakin Region 2 has been identified as Heritage Village this year. The Ministry of Indigenous Peoples Affairs and its partners will be spearheading and executing activities for this month. On the other hand, the Ministry of Education this morning officially launched Education Month 2016 under the theme, Each Child Matters, Stakeholders Unite for Enhancement of Education. As part of the Ministry's efforts to strengthen the delivery of education and bring attention to the major issues impacting on the education system in Guyana, a number of spelling bee competitions, exhibitions and career fairs will be held. Among the highlights for the month are International Literacy Day, which will be observed on September 8th, and Education Month rally slated for September 16. All events for both Indigenous Heritage Month and Education Month are open to the public. The Government Information Agency GINA extends best wishes to all Guyanese during these observances. Commuters traversing the Kurupukari crossing to access other communities will soon travel with ease as rehabilitation works are being carried out on the main bridges. Details in this report.
The Ministry of Public Infrastructure is currently repairing the number 2 and 4 approach bridges to the Kurupukari crossing. The Ministry's Chief Roads and Bridges Officer, Ron Rahaman, told GINA that the two structures were damaged and impassable.
First, we had bridge number 2, which had a washed away on the approach leading to the bridge. The Ministry went ahead and proceeded to do emergency works. The works was granted to GR Ranch Inc. to the tune of $2.8 million. And as today, the work is 20% completed.
Due to poor quality of construction, dry weather, and little maintenance, the number 4 bridge was severely damaged. Nevertheless, the ministry is working assiduously to correct this, Rahaman explains.
Bridge number 4, which had a substructure failure, and once more emergency works is being carried out to the bridge. It is being done by Civil King to the tune of $14.3 million. And today the work is 50% completed.
Rahaman points out that the repaired bridges will significantly benefit residents, commuters, and especially large trucks carrying lumber through the trail. The repairs are funded by the ministry's budget under emergency works. In the 2016 national budget, it is stated that greater initiatives will be taken this year with regard to hinterland roads, airstrips, and bridges. $293 million was allocated for rehabilitation and repairs to bridges under both the capital and the current programs. Renette Lafleur for the Government News Brief.
Public Health Minister Dr. George Norton says efforts are being made to resuscitate the Allied Health Council. More in this report.
Cabinet is to review submissions for the Allied Health Council. Names have been submitted. The council, which deals with sanitation, hygiene, and water, among other factors in environmental health, has not been functioning for some time. Minister of Public Health, Dr. George Norton, says the council matters at Cabinet pending a decision.
I'm not certain, but we would try to get this as early as possible functioning. There was some doubts about persons who were recommended to be on the council, and that caused a little delay. But I can tell you that every effort would be made to get that on.
The council was established in 2010 under the Allied Health Professions Act of the same year.
It has a life for 2 years, and the new life is supposed to start from March of this year. But of course, the council itself has to be approved by Cabinet, and we would have sent that off to Cabinet, waiting for a approval.
Members of this council will include the chief medical officer, who shall be an ex officio member, 2 individuals from the allied health profession being appointed as members of the first council, and 6 representing the professional association, while 2 others will be from the consumers' organizations. For the Government News Brief, I am Delicia Haynes.
The development of women and children in hinterland are areas which the Ministry of Indigenous Peoples Affairs would be focusing on in the 2017 budget. More in this report.
Sports development, kitchen gardens, and women's group are among some of the proposals being made for the 2017 national budget by Minister within the Ministry of Indigenous Peoples Affairs, Valerie Garrido-Lowe.
For the women, I'm looking at least for 2017 that at least 10 women's group get some funding to do whatever green sustainable project, a project that will bring income to them, food on the table for their families. I'm looking at that for 2017.
Another proposal by Minister Lowe is to have families in Monkey Mountain Region 8 start kitchen gardens. The minister says that on her last visit to the village, she realized that the village gets vegetables from Georgetown.
So I'm saying get our families, at least 15 to 20 or even 10, to start a kitchen garden. This is a family affair where even the children could water before they go to school. You grow bora, okra, and some other thing. The other one grow pumpkin, something, have them grow different vegetables.
Once the families get involved in producing, they could sell to the school for the Hot Meals program. Additionally, the minister is looking towards youth development through sports. Minister Garrido-Lowe says in Moruca, cricket is a popular game among youths. The minister explains what was proposed for the development of sport in the village.
I propose that in the 2017 budget to start with a cricket camp in August, where from the at least 10 communities from the different Moruca villages in the Moruca sub-region to come and stay in the dorms during the holiday and let Mr. Gabinet or one of those coaches go and hold at least a 2 weeks camp.
The aim, Minister Lowe says, is to have Indigenous youth selected to play cricket for a Guyanese national team. Budget 2017 is expected to be read in the National Assembly on December 5, 2016. Isaiah Braffett, Government News Brief.
Minister of Legal Affairs and Attorney General Basil Williams says the PPP's challenge to local government elections will not succeed. Details from Kadaki, Amsterdam.
According to the election laws of Guyana, it is impossible for the complainant, Zulfikar Mustafa, to have locus standi in all the contested local authority areas, the minister explains.
The rule is very clear. Only a candidate or a person who is registered in a local authority area could bring an action to challenge the results of local government elections. Secondly, so Mr. Zulfikar Mustafa is in fact the applicant in all 6 local authority areas, from Borbis to Mabaruma.
Williams says the challenge to actions of Minister of Communities Ronald Balkan is not in keeping with the electoral laws of Guyana and therefore outside the jurisdiction of the courts.
The law is very clear, like at the national level. Any challenge to the results of local government elections must be by way of election petition. And therefore, Mr. Nanilal haven't come by a prerogative writ. The court has no jurisdiction to proceed in this matter.
On August 23, the PPPC picketed the High Courts for proceedings on its elections challenge to be expedited. Minister Williams explains.
I was in fact requesting a date in September, but the Lord Chief Justice agreed to the 12th, and it so happened on the 12th that I was requested to go up to Region 9, and I had to leave Friday morning, 7 o'clock on Trans-Guyana. So there was no question of any, that I would say, remiss on our part to complete this matter, because this matter should have been completed ever since.
Local government elections were held in March this year after a hiatus of close to 2 decades. Kidaki, Amsterdam, for Government News Brief.
Residents of Warapoka Region 1 were engaged on their tourism potential and the impact it can have on their community. More in this report.
Warapoka, also known as Warapoka Mission Region 1, has recently been the center of attraction in the Moruca sub-district. The community has potential for birding, anaconda spotting, boating, sport fishing, hiking, and cultural tourism. Minister of Indigenous Peoples Affairs, Sidney Alicock, explains the economic benefits that can accrue for this community from tourism.
This is a great potential where every single person could benefit of having an income to their community, because there would be need for transport, there would be need for food, accommodation, guides, storytelling, like the cultural upliftment. This would help to revive the language. It will help showcase the arts and crafts of
the community is also home to many species of birds, including the harpy eagle, which is among the largest species of eagle in the world, and the rock cave and shell mound. Minister Alicock recently led a team of representatives from the Guyana Tourism Authority (GTA), wilderness explorers, and bird watchers to engage the residents of Warapoka and to examine the feasibility of an ecotourism drive in the community. The community's youths are currently being trained in tourism under the Hinterland Employment and Youth Service HAZE project and will be employed to develop a plan to promote the area's tourism drive. Director of the GTA, Indranath Harold Singh, says that the agency will be lending support to promote the community's tourism product.
So what we do at the Guyana Tourism Authority, we are responsible for marketing and promoting Guyana as a tourism destination. They help to develop the tourism product, working in collaboration like with the Ministry of Indigenous Peoples Affairs, the entire private sector, so that we can help to, like the Minister was saying, package, develop the tourism product, and to market that and sell it abroad, so that not only visitors, like when you have Moruca Expo, that visitors can come from elsewhere in Guyana, but we want to work with you to make sure, like for instance the Expo again, that it is of a higher quality, so that others from elsewhere in the world can also want to come to your community. And if you look at Moruca Expo, whenever you have the Expo, all the hotels here are filled, the street is busy, this ground is packed, right? And it's lots of people coming out and spending money in your community. Matter of fact, when we came up here for the Expo this last time, we did a survey, and the results we'll send it to the Expo organizing committee too, to understand and to get the feedback of the persons who are here. We also know that Moruca has a number of important attractions, and it's for you to sit and document that.
Warapoka is easily accessed by land, water, and air. It is surrounded by lakes and beaches, including Shell Beach, Almond Beach, Lurie Beach, Turtle Beach, Foxes Beach, Iron Punt Beach, Papaw Beach, and Fathers Beach. Shanti Goberdan with this Government News Brief.
Those are the reports we covered in today's edition of the Government News Brief. The details of these and other stories can be found on GINA's website and Facebook page. GINA has an active Facebook page, and we encourage you to visit and like us so you can be updated as the news unfolds. All government and other information can also be accessed from GINA's website and our Facebook page. We encourage you to join us again tomorrow when we bring you another edition of the Government News Brief. Until then, thank you for watching.